if you had to describe 4K in terms of numbers, so the best HD right now is 1080 by 1920. So if you took that screen and you multiplied it by 2 vertically and by 2 horizontally, you have Ultra HD or consumer 4K. And if you add another 7% to that, you end up with 4K. So 4K is 4096 by 2048 in terms of screen resolution. So roughly 4 times the best HD. Why 1080 60p is important is it's the highest available frame rate that we can work with in HD space, but it'll scale very well to 4K. So if I watched a premium sport, for example, in 1080 60p on my 4K set, because it's progressive scan to start with and shot at a very high frame rate, it's going to scale very well and be a really wonderful experience. It means more resolution, better color, and a more involved experience. You can see more of the action and more of what the director intended you to see and what the cinematographer intended you to see in the movie theater.
Start the machine gun fire! Outflank them! Yes, sir.
So my film is about, it's a story based in India, in 1930s India, when India was under the British rule. And the story is about the 60 kids and a school teacher who for the first time kicked the British out of a town and liberated the town. My story is about the youngest participant in that uprising, of how he manages to convince himself and overcome his doubts and hesitation and win this amazing victory. The big point of shooting with 4K was the depth of fields that I would get, because I could use any camera lens. In fact, we use master primes. If I shot with 2K, I wouldn't get that look. I will not get that film look if I didn't have that depth. And we were shooting with a very, very shallow depth of field. The quality which comes from having that many pixels. I mean, it's very different if you take a 4K and sort of squish it down to a 2K. That has much more information and looks much prettier than a 2K displayed as 2K. When you come to 4K, you see the things that you have missed. Everybody said that you can't get the film look, and I dare you to tell me that it was not shot on film. It has that soft lighting. It has that, that beautiful washed out look. It has all those textures that you want. And for all of that, for that look and that quality, you need that 4K.
I was sort of skeptical. How could 4K possibly be better than 2K? When is enough enough? When is enough enough? It's completely different than when I started making films in the 90s. When I started making films in the 90s, it was similar to how you made films in the 70s, similar to how you made films in the 60s, 50s, all the way back. And it's amazing how quickly and rapidly the changes happen. Why not have as many tools as you can possibly have to make the best piece of work?
What filmmakers really want to know about, they really want to know how good of a paintbrush the cameras are. So independent of the resolution and all the specs and all of the numbers that we throw at them, at the end of the day, if I use this as a tool, can I capture my vision, and what limitations is this technology going to put on me? It's almost like they can go back and treat these cameras like they're film cameras. And I know that I've got this huge dynamic range to work with. I'm going to use my eye to light and a little bit of light meter, but I don't need to get behind the monitor and make sure that the window's not blown out or my blacks are clipped. I really can trust this camera to capture an enormous range. For a filmmaker to start working in 4K, I think the important thing is that 4K just isn't resolution. It's colored palette, it's the low noise, it's the ability to capture the raw essence of a scene and then manipulate it like you've never been able to do before. So the exciting part of it is you can have any type of look you really want. So if you can think it and you can capture it on a set, you're very, very likely to be able to realize this in post-production and get that vision out there.